Good morning, Flosstube. It is Friday, June 7th, and I'm so happy to be back with you today. Progress on whips, some stash. I am in trouble, but it was birthday money. And a few life updates. No book reviews today, but I have one in process that I'm looking forward to recommending soon. And greetings from Texas, where it is hot and humid, but we have sunshine today after much rain and some bad weather, so we are grateful for that. I hope this video finds you doing well and that your stitching is making you happy and giving you relaxation. I know your progress is better than mine for the last few weeks, but every stitch ahead is a stitch ahead, right? So let's start with my whips. My lunchtime stitch at work is the very old Delta Needle Works. No, every time I say this, Delta Needle Craft. Beautiful home in Natchez, Mississippi called Montaigne. These were ordered from eBay, published in 1978. Very old. But this is perfect for stitching at work where the lighting might not be as good and there might be interruptions. It is on Ada. As you can see, I am working to finish the house itself, and then I will go back and tackle those trees because I'm afraid that's going to be a little more challenging. I am stitching this in hand sewing method because with this larger fabric and these blocks of color, that is a very relaxing and probably the quickest way to stitch. Quickly, I'll remind you there is a companion piece which I will stitch after this. Both of them will be 5 by 7. We hope to frame them ourselves and hang them in our home. So much fun this week and the week before, pulling that out at my lunch when I had a moment. Then this is the piece that I have spent the most time on in the last few weeks, and it is my Moira Blackburn Country Cottage sampler, my only Bothy Threads kit, but these colors and that delightful scene, and of course it's a pink house. Loving samplers, as are so many of us this year, and especially after our seeing the beautiful exhibition of the antique samplers in Scotland. So I have worked the section to the right of what I had already worked. So now we have matching flowers and matching blue triangles. And I'm working now on the flower border down at the bottom. Aren't those the cutest yellow flowers? So those will run all the way across, and under there will be the real border. I don't know if I will work the border next or if I will go up here and work on the house. The house seems to be calling at this time. You remember that my name and the date it is stitched will go here. I'm going to save that till the very end because who knows when it will be finished. This is on a linen that I purchased at Hobby Lobby, and I had told you that I would bring you that information because I'm impressed with this linen. It is 32 Belfast linen by Zweigart. And you see the price there, $14.99. I had, I believe, a 40% off coupon. But for this box store linen, I really have enjoyed this. And I had substituted the Ada that was in the kit just because of the color more than anything. So this will be this sampler. Not enormous by any stretch of the imagination, but I have enough to do another small sampler. So that's fun. I really enjoyed this. And for some reason, other than the fact that the colors are delightful, this is a super easy stitch, and I guess I needed that. At this stage, you get home, you're tired, and you don't want to work too hard on your stitching. So Moira Blackburn Country Cottage, it is a Bothy Threads kit. Now, you know the one that my friend and I are stitching together, which I owe her for finding these beautiful pieces. I had not paid them any attention. This is Rosewood Manor's Summer Quakers. I did not bring my Valdani threads in here with me today, but this is a picture of them, and they are delightful to work with, just beautiful. So this is my progress. I'm almost to the other edge of the top row. And forgive the fact that my needle is there because I was in process last night. So this flower here actually has this huge stem and leaves that will go to the border of this side. So close and yet so far. If I can get this in closer, I hope you can see better today since it is daylight, how the variegations, whichever word, on those threads show up. I think this is the closest I have ever come to feeling like I was painting with my thread because the variegations are beautifully, beautifully shown. I can't remember if you had seen the iris motif in the middle, but aren't those colors gorgeous? And then I did this little flower in the pot. There will be some small motifs that will fit in, I believe here. I'm not sure if there's some here, very small. So once I've finished this flower and those leaves here, then I will do the little small motifs that go here, of course. And then I want to begin, since this was all section 1, I believe. This must be section 2, yes. I'd like to go ahead and start the motif that goes here. Let me try to hold the whole thing up, although the light is going to be a problem. It is a large piece. And if you remember, this is my first hand-dyed fabric, which is called Truffle. So we'll be going about to this point, I believe. And just so you'll have it in your mind in case you don't have this project, this will be the leaves and stem. They're those little small things. Okay, and then that motif in the middle is huge. Ha ha. So there we are. That will be my next one. And then some relief small ones here. Honestly, if I had time, I would be sitting, stitching this. That's just what I would be doing. It is that much fun. Miss Kluba is an amazing designer. So I highly recommend to you the Quakers from Rosewood Manor. And if you can get those Valdani threads, go for it. I would love to do some more work with those. So, very happy with this. Still not good lighting, I'm sorry. Okay, that's it. No Mary. I have no excuse. Just no Mary. I picked her up one night. I was working on that little band that I was trying to finish. And something happened. I miscounted and I realized that I wasn't in the right place. So it definitely went in the drawer. Mary will be finished, but I'm not making promises at this point. You know that I stitch as often as I can, but that I have to be relaxed and happy with what I'm stitching. So there's that. All right, we have stash, so much stash. 2 of these items are not for me. I went shopping at a new Joann's up near where my mom lives for Grace's rompers. And people, if these are not the cutest fabrics for an almost going to be 2-year-old, will you look at these dogs? So we're going to have a dog romper. And these buttons, oh my goodness. Can you even get over how adorable that's going to be? They had such a large selection at this particular Joann's. I was thrilled. Oh, I just noticed the little Scotty dog. And here's their dog, a little miniature dachshund. And there is my daughter Elizabeth's favorite, the little Westie. Oh my goodness, how fun. All right, and then her other fabric for Timothy is Nautical. And so you see the beautiful light blue background and all the nautical themes. There's a lighthouse, seahorses, the sailboat, the whale, the anchor, and the starfish. So these buttons could not be more perfect. And knowing Grace, these will be done 2 weeks after she receives the package. So fun, fun. About to go in the mail today, hopefully. Okay, my daddy was very gracious to send me birthday money. And I had said that I was going to buy shoes for work. I didn't really find any shoes for work while I was spending the money. But I did get on 1, 2, 3 Stitch and purchased some samplers that I just was afraid to let go. So, you know, we have to live to be in our hundreds to get all our stash done. But this is one that my husband, who definitely has an eye for this, picked out. And I'm going to take it out of the plastic. Please forgive me for that awful rattle. But it's hard to see this. This is by Moira Blackburn, and it is called Pains of Love. Now, the things that attracted him, I believe, are the fact that it is such a classic sampler, and because he knows I love rabbits or bunnies. And there is our greyhound. Can you see? So when one of my big pieces is finished, I just have to jump into this one. It does use DMC thread, which will help me and my budget. So, oh, and there's our pineapple. It's the most interesting alphabet. I love that. And look at that border. I don't know what that reminds me of, but those of you who know more about samplers may know more about these motifs. And I have not read her packet, so there may be more information. Pains of Love by Moira Blackburn. It does say, inspired by samplers admired in museums. And she chose threads and fabric to make it look authentic. So that's awesome. The next one is the one that I actually found, and I've been looking at this one for over a year before I even purchased the one in Scotland, because this verse is just so beautiful to me. It says, keep me as the apple of thine eye, hide me under the shadow of your wings. Isn't that a beautiful sentiment? And it is from Scripture. Now keep in mind that this is a terrible photograph. But look at the house. It almost looks like a French countryside, and the weeping willow tree. And then again, this border. This one combines DMC with Weeks dye works. I'm probably going to have to do a substitution and use DMC for everything, but we'll see. So it is called Keep Me. And then the last stash that I purchased myself. I love, you know, the magnolia, but my second favorite flower is dogwood, which is also a tree, of course, along with the magnolia. And this Rosewood Manor is another that I've looked at and looked at and looked at. So I decided that I would stitch it in the same red that I have stitched Mary in, and they can at least be on the same wall. This is called Dogwood Lace, and it is monochromatic. Look how gorgeous. It's almost like a mandala. I guess it is actually. And so you would put your initials here. So I believe she has this charted for, what does she have this? Okay, this is 10 skeins of a week's dye works baked apple. I don't think so, guys. We'll see. And it's done on 28 count cream cashel linen. But another fun monochromatic design, and I couldn't let those dogwoods go. And now that I love Rosewood Manor so much, I ask for permission to share this happy mail with you all. And I don't think I've heard from this sweet Flosstuber, so I hope she will forgive me for going out on a limb and mentioning her on my channel. I've mentioned Dena before, half stitch, cross stitch. You all know her. She is such a pillar of our Flosstube community and such a delightful, precious woman. And I think she heard me say Magnolia Nana one time too many, and she had a beautiful book, cross-stitch leisure arts booklet called Southern Magnolias. And she sent this to me. Look at this. Is that not classic and gorgeous? So there is this design with the magnolias in an urn. And then there is this beautiful design with almost a swag. And I love this linen. It almost reminds me of that I'm doing my Moira Blackburn on. In fact, I could do that on that linen. But this, of course, is DMC. This is an older booklet. I'm so thrilled, Dena. And forgive me if you did not want this shared, but what a sweet package to receive in the mail. The charts are in color. They use a lot of DMC threads, but there will be large blocks of color, so it will be, although large, a quick stitch compared to some, I guess. So it's on my list. I need this one in my house someday soon. Isn't that the most gorgeous frame? That's definitely our style of frame. And in that package, sweet Dena included my favorite type of project bag, which is the plastic with the mesh inside. And of course, a lovely little zipper. And it's blue. So thank you, Dena, and forgive me if I have erred and not been cautious to share this today, but it made my day. The sweetest note inside, and in case you happen to see this, Dena, there is snail mail headed your way today. Something tiny as a thank you, but you do continue to inspire me. And one day when I grow up, I want to be Dena. Today is my day off after 4 10-hour work days, and my list of to-dos is longer than the hours in the day. But I wanted to do this first this morning after laundry and some house picking up type chores. And I think since the house is quiet this morning, I'm going to sit down and stitch, which is the biggest luxury of all for me. And then I will go visit my mom, who has a new roommate, and I hear that she's very sweet. So I'm looking forward to meeting her. And then this afternoon will be time to get back to that long list of chores. I send hugs and love and hope to be back to see you soon with more progress. Probably won't be near a finish for a while, but thank you for being with us today and for subscribing if you like what you see. If you have been a subscriber, thank you so much. and also for your comments. I am going to respond to my comments from now on in a prompt manner, and I apologize for that. Oh, I need to share one more thing and I'll say goodbye. I got a message from an old, longtime family friend. She's not old, but we've been friends for a long time. None of us are old, okay? To say that she was watching my channel and how much she enjoyed it. And we were able to catch up just a little bit through the internet on our families. And the next day, it really made my day to notice that her husband had subscribed to my channel. So if Flosstube does nothing else, it brings us together and helps us share what we love. And this dear friend who sews beautifully is going to pull out her cross stitch again. She has a stash that she says she needs to organize, and that is going to be her soon to start hobby again in her retirement. So thank you, Susan, and can't wait to catch up some more. Share with me what you do start cross stitching. And if I'm not mistaken, she will be sharing this with her granddaughters. So we're passing that baton, which I love. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye.